Hi everyone and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be doing another one of my infamous psychology-esque videos, and rather than getting into the boring slides, I want you guys to all gather around the campfire. I'm going to go ahead and tell a story. This may be of you, someone you know, someone you play games with, maybe even a streamer or content creator you watch. So let's just say this person has had a 35-minute slugfest, like really back and forth game. They're playing their best champ. They got 1 or 2 solo kills in the early game. There was a mid-game throw. There's like a Baron coin flip. There's like an Elder Dragon fight. You know, it's a shit show, and they're on the Nexus, and they know they're going to win the game. What starts to happen? We start to get really excited. You might see them bouncing in their chair, literally start clapping before the Nexus is about to explode. Whatever it is, they're pumped. They're over the moon. They know that they're going to get that juicy LP. They're going to have those highlight clips. They're going to be able to tell their friends. It's a huge event. Everyone gather around. It's this amazing, beautiful, positive experience, right? Sometimes what happens, people jump straight onto Discord after and say,
"Look at this sick outplay I did. I am the fucking best. Look at this clip. I broke this guy's ankles. Mid-diff 1v9.
And generally there's like even like a sense of relief, isn't there? It's like, wow, oh, finally that's over. Finally I won that game. Yes, LP, yes. Now let's just say that happens 2 or 3 games in a row. That can happen. You have a beautiful 3-0 block. Great, all sunshine, happy. What happens the next day? You queue up, you have a really hard game, but we're on the other side this time. We're actually getting shoved in where we know we're about to lose that game, that 40-minute slugfest. We see ourselves slowly slumping into the chair, posture incrementally getting worse, like the T1 special. Before you know it, you're in Narnia, on the other side of the room or on the floor, and the dread starts to rise up. You know you're going to lose LP. You don't want to press continue. Honestly, you don't want to see that LP go down. You've put all this hard work in. You don't want to tell your friends that you're hard stuck. You don't want your friends to know that you're on a loss streak. You don't want your friends to know that you've played terribly. You got to blame someone else, right? So generally what do people do when the defeat screen is ended? They're in the post-game lobby. Either they're raging, say,
"Shit jungler, 3 losing lanes. Unplayable matchup. Matchmaking is broken. Patch notes. UMI is broken."
Negative self-talk, beating themselves up. How could I make this mistake? Physically infuriated, smashing desks, venting to others. It's just, this person is absolutely pissed, right? But notice what has just happened. We've gone from one extreme, like a New Year's party, everyone's happy chappy, popping champagne, to, I never want to play this game again. It's a big change, isn't it? We don't want to swing all the way from happy chappy to uninstall League of Legends. So this massive swing between, yes, I won, inducing massive amounts of dopamine, testosterone, right through to, no, I suck ass, lowering testosterone, lowering dopamine. This swing in hormones and mood creates what I think to be an absolute recipe for disaster, both for your mental state and league performance. And I commonly get clients write to me saying things like,
"Oh my God. I'm a god. I'm unbeatable. No one can beat me. I mean, I'm on the top of the world. I'm on a 10-game win streak. I feel this is the best I've ever played. I love this game. I'm so glad I joined the Midland Academy."
1 week later.
"Curtis, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I hate this game. It's designed, the champs are screwed, or the metas is terrible, the patch X, Y, Z, whatever it might be." It's just this huge dichotomy. It's this massive swing in emotions that cannot be healthy for one's journey. But where this gets a little bit more tricky, guys, is that, I've said on my podcast and a lot of my content that I am a big advocate of using painful experiences as a method to kickstart change and to make certain parts of learning stick, right? It's almost as if we need to care a lot, but we can't care too much because then we're going to be completely distraught if we lose. We need to find this sweet spot, right? We don't want the pendulum to swing too far on one side. We don't want to go from one extreme to the other, but we do want the pendulum to swing, because if it's not swinging, you're not caring at all. There isn't going to be any learning. So what I've found that helps the most is that even if you can't lessen the pain of losses, we need to at least dampen the over-exaggeration of winning, right? Because the thing is that even if you influence the pendulum on one side, it automatically isn't going to swing as much on the other side. Right? So I actually find that the overemphasization of wins and winning to actually be more dangerous than the defeatist mindset or the defeatist mentality of beating yourself up after losses.
Because generally the learning is there is just very little learning after winning most of the time. Most clients that win games, they get into the review, they skim over the things that they did badly, and they just want to look at the things they did well and blame others for the things that went poorly. Now, I try my best to embrace this philosophy of managing my emotional swings to the best of my ability. I'm not perfect at it, by any means, but I want to share a few things that have really helped me on this journey to really control my emotions after wins and losses. The first one, controlling self-talk and dialogue after games, whether it's a win or a loss. After I come off that really tough loss, every part of my soul wants to just vent. I want to blame my jungler for that, or my bot lane for this, and my top for that, and this and that and that. I want to go on this huge rant. But I know deep down that if I say something, it's not going to work out well for me in the long run. My emotions are going to go crazy. It's not going to positively impact my next game. I'm not going to be able to get into the review. It's just not good, right? And sometimes the way I view this is like fake it till you make it. There's like that thing in psychology where if you fake a smile, it can actually influence your biology and make you feel happy. I view that the same thing as like controlling your emotions after the game. Even if you don't believe, even if inside you're boiling, but you actually you don't vocalize it, you don't actually vent, that can have a much more positive effect on your emotional state. And again, it sounds very voodoo, some weird shit, but try it out, see if it works for you. The second one, tell yourself that no matter how sure of something you are after the game, I am highly likely not level-headed and I need time to reflect on what it is that I thought happened. Right? Because there's no way I'm going to have an accurate gauge of the situation in the game, no matter how certain I am of that play. Like in the game, you're thinking 110% my jungler should be ganking mid right now. Like you're emotionally invested. You really want to win the game, whatever it might be. Like you think that there's like this beautiful, like it's so easy for the jungler to make this play, and that might even be the case. But I tell myself, okay, Curtis, the game is very complicated. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He probably was doing something else, or he was trying to do something else, or maybe he just genuinely missed it. Whatever it is, I don't have the emotional regulation. I'm not stable right now. I can't genuinely, even after the game immediately, I'm not level-headed. There's no way I'm going to know what was or wasn't the correct play straight away. I need to take time, like get off the PC a little bit, drink some water, come back a few minutes later, and then I can, somewhat objectively take a look at what actually happened. Okay, so give yourself time to, I guess, calibrate and get your emotions sorted before getting into the review sometimes. The third one, follow a process so that after a game, you don't have to think about what you're going to do, whether you're going to review or how you're going to review or what you're looking for. Have some semblance of a process so it's all automated. Like, sometimes it's just like a mechanical response. All right, I'm going to get some water. I'm going to go here and then I'm going to load up the VOD. I'm going to look at these areas. Like you have like some mechanical response that you can just go through this process rather than letting your emotions dictate what your process looks like. Now, to end this video, I want to be extremely clear. I'm not saying that you can't congratulate yourself. I'm not saying that you can't give yourself a pat in the back and give yourself positive reinforcement, because that is very, very important. Behavior change comes from both sides of the spectrum. It comes from, positively reinforcing good plays, solid plays, as well as registering painful experience of negative plays, right? So I'm just saying that we need to raise the awareness of the dangers of these huge emotional swings and the toll this has on people's journey in the long run. I just want to kind of bring this to the forefront of the discussion and give you guys some food for thought. So hopefully you guys can take a thing or two away from this video. Hopefully it gives you to reflect on your own experiences in League, and maybe it's not that healthy. Maybe you need to figure out a way to deal with these emotional swings or prevent these emotional swings. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Cheers. Thanks for watching.